Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to write a self-help book in 12 days. 12 days goes by in the blink of an eye, but it is certainly possible to write a book in a short amount of time. But you need to be laser focused in your approach. By the end of this video, you will learn the importance of planning in book writing, using transcription tools, and some awesome tips to stay on track. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free resource I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. This topic, how to write a self-help book in 12 days, it kind of reminds me of the movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It's a short amount of time and you kind of have to throw so many things at them, one after another, and writing a book quickly is the same way. But it's really about being so focused on what you want to accomplish. You can't waste a single moment on things that don't matter, on things that are outside the scope of the project, on things that aren't important to the writing itself. When I think about writing books quickly, I've written multiple manuscripts in less than 6 weeks. It's not easy, it is a struggle. I remember one of my earliest projects, it was a politics manuscript, and I wrote it in 6 weeks. It was 50,000 words. Basically got signed on, and the book was due at this point. And I didn't have any other thing to worry about other than what am I writing about today and making progress today. When I think about that project and what worked, it was consistent progress. It was making consistent, steady progress. I had to think about writing 1,500 words every single day. I'm not saying 1,500 is the word count that you need to ascribe to and to reach day after day, but if you're writing a book in 12 days or 15 days or 30 days, you need to think about what you're writing every single day. How many words? Break it down. If you want to write a 25,000 word manuscript in 12 days, that means you're pretty much writing 2,000 words every single day, at least, if not more. So it really depends on what your goal is. What is your goal? And then break it down into manageable day-by-day pieces. Because then if you know you're a little behind schedule, you can catch up. You know, if you lose a day, oh, I can write 4,000 words a day to make up for it. But you need to set a course. You need to understand where you're going, and then you need to break it down into very small incremental goals to make sure you stay on track. But stepping back even from that, what are you writing about? You really need to figure out what you're writing about right away. Sometimes with book writing, it can take years to figure out what the book is actually about. I've spent a long time on some book projects as a book ghostwriter. And, we'll be writing the book for 3 to 6, 9 months, and suddenly the author decides, you know what, I want to go in a different direction here. Or maybe the story changed. Maybe something else happened. You need to be able to evolve with it. With writing a book quickly, there's no evolution. It's simply, this is the focus, this is the story we're telling, and that's it. So within a day, within hopefully an hour or two, you should have an answer of what your book's about. Once you figure out your book focus, you really need to unlock your book foundation, your hook, your outline, and your audience. Those 3 elements need to be there. You need to understand what your book is about and what the reader takeaway is, how they're going to carry it forward in a sentence. The elevator pitch, basically. The outline. What's your outline? You need to understand very quickly, I would say within a day, what the outline looks like, because otherwise you're going to waste your time writing things that might not be in the book. So you need to be laser focused, super focused, making sure the outline matches and fits and being secure with it. This is about rush and go. This isn't about making it perfect. This is about getting as many words down as you can. So you need to know where you're going and what you're covering. After you unlock the outline comes the audience. Who is this book for? How are they going to benefit? Why are they interested in this topic? The audience can definitely influence the writing voice and the writing style. The more educated the reader is, for example, the higher, the loftier the writing style. And the opposite goes the same way. A general readership is a grade 6 to 8 reading level. And I typically try to focus on that with my books because I try to have as general of a focus as possible. But there's other times that I might be working with an academic person or somebody from a loftier background, and we might focus on different writing voice and a different writing style. To focus on somebody, if you're writing a book for people who've entered law school, you're not going to write a general readership book. You're going to write a different kind of book. So it forces you to really figure out who your audience is and making sure you're writing to them, because doing so will help you make the most of your time, which is pretty short. If you're looking at 10, 12 days to write a book, you can't spend a lot of time figuring out your audience and quizzing people and asking around. You just need to go with it. So pick an audience, figure out an outline, figure out a hook, and start writing. But this is more than just writing. This is about purposeful writing. It's about making the most of your writing time. It's about using the short amount of time that you have to get as much writing done. A tool that I use to make progress quickly is automatic transcription. This is where you can actually talk through a chapter, upload audio, and within minutes you can have a recording of all of the words you used as you use them, and this can help you create a foundation for the text. It's a lot easier than just sitting at a keyboard and typing away. You can make tons of progress in a short amount of time. If you're looking at finishing quickly, automatic transcription tools could be a great opportunity for you. I typically use Otter or Rev for transcription, but I would say think about that. Think about that process, because it's going to take time for you to do the writing and to refine the story. If you understand your story and you can make a lot of progress quickly, you could literally talk through your entire book over the span of maybe 3 to 5 hours. Just dump it into a transcription tool and download the text, and now you have a rough draft that you can then turn into chapters that you can iron out and refine and move forward. But again, this goes to staying on track. With any short-term project, with any project with a short turnaround time, you need to be laser focused and stay on track. You need to not waste any time. You need to make progress day by day by day, and you need to be able to understand if you're falling behind schedule. You need to make sure that you can make up the time. When I'm looking at handing in a chapter or a draft for a book I'm working on, I figure out how much time I have in any given day or week and think, okay, Tuesday night, I have free time on Tuesday night, I'm going to focus on this project. Wednesday, I'm going to do this project. Thursday, I'm going to do this project. And there's some projects where I am focused on hitting a word count goal every single day, and other ones I'm focused on hitting a chapter milestone goal every day and handing in a new chapter. Whatever the case may be, you need to understand what it is you want to accomplish in the time you have and be able to meet that every single day, every single week, because otherwise you're going to fall short of your goals. This is really about getting the words down and getting them down as cleanly as possible and moving forward. So it is possible to write a book in 12 days. I don't recommend it necessarily, but if that's a process that works for you, great. You know, I think back to John Hughes with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He wrote that in a matter of a week or two, the script. It was a matter of days, I think. There was a writer's strike looming, I believe. I could be mistaken. But there was a writer's strike looming, and he wrote the script of Ferris Bueller's Day Off in like a weekend or span of 4 or 5 days. Obviously, it's become a classic movie. It can be done. It can be done to make quick work of something, but you really need to stay focused, to block everything out, to make the most of your time, and to understand what it means to keep on track, what it means to hit your goal. It can be done, but it's not easy. Now again, 12 days is not a long time. No matter how much time you're spending on writing your book, you know, if you're interested in this topic, I really think there's another video that you should check out as well. I'll link to it on the screen. It's called Help Me Write My First Book. And in this video, I cover so much ground, so much more topic on the writing process, on book foundation work, on unlocking your purpose with your book, and really focusing on the reader and the message that you want to share so you can have the biggest impact with the world. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.